Hey, how's it going? Welcome to November here. A new frontier. This is episode 6. Did I get that right? Episode 6 here on our adventure. Yeah, I slept in a little bit. It was a lot more work than than I thought after you left. It was literally only putting the tarp on the silage pit, but anyways, it was far more than I imagined. And then I was reading somewhere as I was preparing to sleep in the tractor that it wasn't good to leave the loader arms overnight, so I just dumped them right here. Yeah, I had a few things. Put in a few bits of creature comfort here. I brought my old canoe up from wherever and put it here, and I threw a barbecue in here. I realized up to this point I've just been eating beef jerky and granola bars, so I figured it'd be kind of nice if we could, make some food. Not a lot of ventilation in here, but I figured at least it was out of the wet, and if it rained or whatever, we'd be okay. So hopefully that's okay. Anyways, we'll leave the tractor there for a second. We'll go take a quick look at this beautiful day. Did sleep in a bit, like I mentioned. It's 8:30, but it also means that it's a little brighter. It is November now, so we'll look at what we got going on over there. Let's go look at that in a second. So after you left, I barely did anything. I did get there was one more pallet that spawned out of the sawmill, so I stacked that, and then I just tucked the trailer in here. I put our mower and our logging trailer on this side here, so those are nicely tucked away. Over here, I did I topped up the sheep. I topped up these weird looking sheep, and so they have some food. Actually, so they ate some food overnight, it looks like. Still have 4,400 liters of meadow grass. I'm assuming that's going to be like that for forever now, maybe. We'll see. When we get through November, we'll see what actually happens there. Water's topped up. This thing's probably got water in it. So when I was compacting the silage, at one point I put this on the front of the tractor, and then I subsequently put it on the back of the tractor because I figured the motor was good enough weight in the front, and then this on the back, but it wasn't it doing it for me. So I ended up making a small purchase. We'll go look at that in a second. So I am concerned that this is not a plowed field. That's grass, right? Yeah, that's grass. So if this field's not plowed, it was just cultivated. I have a feeling we're going to see weeds, so I may want to get a jump on that. There is something actually in the store that we might want to look at if possible. Maybe. Oh, the deer just popped out. Okay, so let's go look over here and I'll show you what I purchased. I have basically no wood in here. We're going to have to dump a bunch of trees into this. I need this thing to keep working. I don't necessarily need a big injection of cash, but I do. If I have a production, I don't want it to stop working. Yeah, so over here, I think we ended up with just short of 90,000 liters of silage. So I bought a bucket because the silage kept getting pushed out. So I kept pushing it back in with this. And then I bought this roller. It's almost 3,000 pounds, I think. Can't remember. But I bought that. And that thing was like, everything changed once I put that on. This silage started compacting quickly. I really like the FS25 tarp that we have. This green with gold accents. Fantastic. Hello, sunshine. Look at that. Holy God, that looks pretty nice. So this, I picked up the trees that were over here and put them into the sawmill. And that's basically it. So today, which is episode 6 and the first day of November, we have to get a field put in. We need to have it planted before the end of November. So that means we have 2 in-game days to get that done. So I think what I might do is immediately get the cultivator set up, and we'll go figure out what we're doing for our field, and then we. God, I shouldn't do that. Immediately, we should get some wood into the production, then go and cultivate the field, because we should get the production working for us while we are out in the field working. So let's do that. Oh yeah, I'll show you quickly what's in the sale too. I think in the last episode, once I realized how much money that could be made off of this little industrial sawmill, I got a little bit overwhelmed, I think, and may have convinced myself that the opportunity was far easier than what indeed it actually is. This is by no means going to be easy. Everything requires work. I need to put wood into the sawmill, obviously, in order to make the money. It's not hard by any means. I mean, I'm literally just driving the wood around. Can I pick this up? Nope. But yeah, it's definitely not a cakewalk, so to speak. So, I mean, there's definitely going to be harder challenges that we'll have. But anyways, I guess I just want to say that I started kind of thinking that money was going to start falling from trees. Money was going to be growing on trees, I guess it would be more like it. When indeed money is coming from the trees, but it's not growing on the trees. We have to make this happen. So, while things are definitely rosy, they're not as rosy as maybe what I was alluding to. Lots of great feedback in the comments on this series, which is great. Basically, I'm trying to get to the point where I'll have two episodes of this out and 2 episodes of Riverbend out each week. So that would be 4 episodes. I'm gonna do my best to make sure that happens, but it could be tough. There will likely be moments where one series maybe doesn't get posted that week or whatever. But for now, I think we'll be all right. I mean, the Monday of this week, episode 2 went out of this series, and Wednesday of this week, episode 5, I think, of Riverbend will go out. So that's kind of cool. This is episode 6 already of this series that'll be recorded, with only having posted 2 to the channel. And as far as Riverbend's concerned, I have 8 episodes recorded, and I think I swear it'll be 5. Episode 5 that goes out on Wednesday. So lots still to post. I did have a suggestion that I pick up the winch, which would be perfect in a situation like what I've got here right now, where I really just want to drag these trees over to the production. But I do have my eyes on a modded tractor from who else but Gaming Joy. Josh has gone and Gaming Joyed a tractor which has a winch also as part of it. So that's really what I want to get. But I think we're $100,000 or something like that. So I've got some saving to do before I do that. Also, I mean, I'd love to have like full size forestry equipment. I never really get the chance to work with that kind of stuff. So that might be fun. Speaking of fun, what is going on here? So now I really have to watch out for this wheat field. We were somewhat carelessly just ripping through it in the last episode, but the germination process had not yet begun. So so there was no real worry. Now we have lots to lose because the plants are in, yo. So obviously with every episode, regardless of what our plan is, there will likely be some kind of moving of wood. Especially if I'm not doing a lot of stuff in between episodes. I was tempted to keep plugging away after the last episode ended. And I thought, well, you know what if I just literally stacked, 100,000 liters or something, and I'm like, no, that's not right. I said I wasn't going to do much, and I mean, I compressed. I squished down the silage pit, and I tarped it, obviously. So I did do some work in the last episode. So let's do this. Let's take from this side here. Since it's the most convenient, why create additional work for ourselves this early in the morning, Not even 9 o'clock in game. It was pouring rain outside earlier in real life. I thought there was a truck outside delivering something, and I looked out the window and realized that it was just raining that hard. Which is not good this time of year because everything is frozen. We have a decent amount of snow on the ground. Ooh, I thought that fell through the ground. We have a decent amount of snow on the ground. So if you get too much rain, then you get flooding because the ground can't absorb the water. I think we'll be okay. I mean, I'm not worried about water coming in the house or anything like that. It's more, driving. If you got to drive in the city or whatever, you get the ponding, and people don't know how to drive, and next thing you know, there's accidents and you can't get anywhere, and what a pain in the backside that can be. Luckily, right now, we don't need to go anywhere. We just need to get some work done here on the map. So yeah, all my talk of, oh my God, we're going to be rich, and what's it feel like? I think I talking about the lottery somehow? Like, oh, imagine what it feels like to win the lottery. I think I know what it feels like. Like, I can get a little ahead of myself, I guess. We're definitely going to be making some money, but I mean, I could easily spend the next couple in-game hours just hucking trees into the sawmill. At some point we might do that. I mean, there may be some, I did mention there's some equipment in the use that I want to show you. I'm not going to look yet just in case there's something else there too, but it might take 50,000 liters of wood for us to be able to afford what's in there. Oh, okay, I'll tell you what's in there. Well, I just allude to it. So there's this really nice sprayer. Nice thing about the sprayer, obviously, you can spray liquid fertilizer, herbicide, and then also liquid lime. I kind of unscientifically tested the liquid lime on a kind of a test save on Riverbend, and I don't know, it seemed like I was using more of it than maybe what I expected that I would use, or what I thought I would use had it been the regular, crushed stone or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the liquid lime. These trees are good. The Manchurian red pine. Uh-oh, what's it doing? Stop that. Wait, no, that's not what this is it? It is. Can you please behave? Oy vey, come on there, get into the sawmill. We really want to get our work done here still, don't we? Okay, let's see what we can pick up here. I figure if I could get to about 10,000 liters or so, we could keep making pallets. This area that I'm working right now isn't really part of where I plan to put the, the next field anyways. This is more the production end here. I was sort of thinking maybe if we found ourselves with the money to put in a second silage pit next, just so that we kind of close that area off and remind ourselves that we're probably going to need 2 silage pits there. But I don't really have the money to spend there right now. I feel like I won the lottery. Or what did I say? I know what it feels like to win the lottery or something? Oh, stupid. Silly me. Okay, so are we stuck in the ground? Why are we stuck in the ground? It's not the limbs stuck in the ground. My worry is every time you get something stuck in the ground like this, that it's going to somehow ruin that portion of land, and when you go to work with it later on, it's going to create problems for you. But so far so good. Let's get this Manchurian pine into the sawmill. So I'm concerned, see this one corner, so when you're looking at the closest wheat field there, the corner off to the left right near us, I have a feeling we're going to lose whatever's there. It's just it's for some reason I left it pretty tight there. Not ideal. But if we lose a little bit of wheat, I guess that's not the end of the world. So today is December I want to say it's the 16th. I honestly can't remember. It's off the top of my head. That would mean that, well, you know what I'm going to say, right? If it's December 16th today, there's only so many days until Supercross season starts. You're right. January 11th. Do you think I was going to say something else? In Anaheim, California. It's going to be a pretty crazy season. Really only started following the sport when we bought bikes. But oh my god, I wish I'd followed this forever. The competition is absolutely insane. Tons of shit talking this year. So there's lots of guys, who are going to have to put up, put up or shut up kind of thing. Yeah, it's going to be a really good season. I highly recommend it if you can figure out where to watch it. That's typically the most confusing part, is trying to figure out where you can actually watch it. There's a couple people that stream it on Discord, so I just end up finding it there. But yeah, that's coming up fast. Oh, Christmas is too, but whatever. Supercross. So does anybody follow that at all, or perhaps even motocross? When I asked if anybody does airsoft in one of the previous episodes, it was pretty cool. A few people actually said they did and offered advice to beginners, which is really cool. That's kind of how a community is born, I guess, right? When you all take the time to comment on the videos that I post and answer questions like that, or provide feedback or stuff. I think that's super cool. I would hope that if anybody needed some input on the game here, or I play some other games too, but or wanted to ask the community question, just hit it up in the comments there, and I'm sure somebody would be happy to answer. But do you read each other's comments? I don't know, maybe not. Other games that I play lately, it's just been a ton of FS25. I haven't opened FS22, and I don't anticipate honestly ever opening it again. Nothing against it; it was great, but we have a new game now, so I'm going to play this one. But keeping myself busy otherwise, it's been a lot of MX Bikes, which is they call it a motocross simulator, but it's not much of a simulator. It's still a video game, but it's been super fun. City Skylines 2, the game I love to hate. Man, if you thought we had problems in FS, City Skylines 2 launched a little over a year ago to much negativity. They had a horrible launch. The game was not ready whatsoever. It's just been a nightmare for them, one thing after another. And there was a patch just recently. Actually, I think pretty much like it might even been the same day as the Giants patch for FS25. But it basically, ever since then, yeah, you know what? I think it was on the 11th, I think, and the 12th, I think, was FS. Ever since the patch, I haven't even been able to open the game. And then, so finally today, I had a little bit of time. I thought, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to uninstall the game, reinstall it. Maybe that'll work, because I did read that helped some people. Anyways, did that. Now I can't even reinstall the game it's on Steam. Like I mean, I have the game there, and there can't be anything easier than a Steam install. Like, and it won't let me even install the game now. It keeps saying that I have unverified files or something like that, or I'm like, there's something that there's like, and it's well documented online. There's lots of people that have had the same issue. Whatever fixes have been posted that I've been able to attempt so far, none of them have worked. So it's really frustrating. And then on top of that, there's a couple people who are starting series on there, making amazing builds. There's one guy named Canadian Moose. If you want to follow some people on City Skylines, go look up a guy named Canadian Moose. He's a Canadian human, but he's like one of there's sort of like detailers that really get in and really pay attention to detail. There's other people that play the game, like, because there's a sort of a game component to it, like management side of it. Canadian Moose is building he posted the first episode in a series today that's to replicate sort of I think he said Revelstoke, which is a town in the would you count that the interior? I think it's like right between Lake Louise and anyways, he's taking inspiration up the in the valley. It's sort of in the valley in the Rockies, building a town there, which is really cool. And then he's got another one, sort of almost an Ontario inspired build that he's doing. So really like following those. And then there's what was the other one? Actually, Jack Sarge Farming. I thought of you when this guy. So there's a guy named $2.20. So $2.20 is Australian. Jack Sarge, I know you're not Australian. I don't think if you're Tasmanian, you're not Australian, right? Sorry for my ignorance, but he's got a build that he's starting. It's like kind of like it's sort of an island build, but it's inspired by Australian, like the 1950s, and then he's using some inspiration. He was talking a little bit about Tasmania, and there's sort of like almost train set model railway inspiration. And anyways, it's just going to be super cool. But he's a good storyteller, building a great map. But super frustrating. So I see these guys building these great things, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I wouldn't mind playing that for a bit. And then I can't even reinstall a stupid game. That's crazy. But so, do you play City Skylines 2? Anybody out there play that? And how have you enjoyed all of the brutal crap? I, for the most part, have had a decent experience with it. This is the first real catastrophic thing that I've experienced, and it's not good. The hard part for me too is like when I'm doing something, like right now I have I'm recording this, but I have sort of a large batch of photos that are that I've run a kind of a batch edit on, and that's all happening in the background right now in HDR merge and just some sort of overall settings that are getting kind of blanket edit right now, and that ties up my computer. Well, for some reason that my computer can handle, like I'm playing this obviously and recording and that's happening in the background, but with this install for City Skylines 2, I can't even I can't do anything else. If I start trying to do something else while I'm waiting for this thing to figure out if it's going to load or not, if I try to do something else, then Steam just pauses it and it won't even attempt to install it. Is this one? Yes, this one. So obviously we're doing a little bit of chopping here. I just keep chop and chat, right? That wasn't the plan necessarily today to start throwing more trees into the sawmill, but you know what? I want to keep that thing going. So let's just get these last couple logs in here. We won't do a lot more or any more really. Well, for now, maybe later. This thing's stuck in the ground, these stupid trees. Why are you stuck in the ground? So we don't have to limb the tree in order to put it into the sawmill, but apparently we have to. Oh no, okay, so there you go. That piece is dropped into the earth. Let's hope that doesn't cause us any problems. Other than the fact that the tree still won't move. $252. Look at this thing. Come on, dummy. Okay, it gave up. The neat thing about City Skylines too is you're really getting sort of an overview of an area. So first of all, if it's a city builder and there's a simulation attached to it and a lot of creativity and such, there's strategy if you want to play the financial game, balancing city budgets and that kind of thing. What the heck is going on here? Let me get rid of this. But then there's a huge modding community attached to the City Skylines franchise. I didn't really play a lot of City Skylines 1, but City Skylines 2 I've played a heck of a lot of. Come on. This was not supposed to be an all-morning activity, and it's already 10 o'clock. These trees are just supposed to cooperate. Let me put them into the sawmill and be done with it. All right, we're almost got. I think I said we put like 10,000 liters in there. We're almost at 20. So last tree there, and then we are cutting some ground, boys and girls. I can say boys and girls because 1.7% of my total viewership is female. So to the ladies out there, how's it going? The 1.7% of you, of the whole audience. For the most part, it's just us dudes. What's up, dudes? Okay, so there. Oh shoot! The wood's at 2,700 liters. It's 10 o'clock, and now I have $37,000. But wait. Do I not have to activate this? I think this sold. It's set to selling. I didn't mean to. But it's not activated. Ugh. How much wood's in there now? Nothing? 2,700 liters. Ugh. Okay, I can't keep doing that, so we're gonna have to just agree to disagree. Not the time to use that, but we're just gonna have to accept the fact that I just sold the wood and I didn't leave it in there to process. So let's just be done with that. Let's drop this. I wonder if I should put the weight on the front. Let's put the loader arms over here. Put the weight on the front, we'll put the cultivator on the back, and hopefully that'll be our setup. Well, hopefully it will be our setup, and hopefully it'll work. Dang, I can't believe I just sold all that wood. I really did not mean to just sell all the wood. Trust me, I'm just as money hungry as the next guy, but that was one situation where I kind of wanted to make some more pallets. Okay, so time to strategize. And I think what we'll do is... let's go over here and start with this portion of the field back here. So I'm not opposed to getting too close to this tree line here. Because even though that's where the... even though that... oh. You know what, we can smooth out after, right? Yes, because if I use the landscaping tool on this field, it's not going to do anything to it, right? Leveling will, but I don't think... yeah, smoothing will just smooth, so we're good. But yeah, the silage pit's over here, so if I just leave a little bit of room and then we can still get rid of some trees, that'll be fine. And then what I'll do is I will be careful about the border here, and then we'll double check it after, and if we can squeeze out a little bit more field, we will. But what I don't want to do is get too close to the next field and have it create a problem for us. So this tractor was able to handle the forage wagon up this little hill here, so I'm hoping that in the long run, whether it's a harvester or a baler or whatever we use, it can handle this hill. What I'll... yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Plus we'll sort of smooth it out after too. The deer don't seem too happy, but that's okay. That's not my problem. Okay, so we'll go around this little crown here. Probably won't be putting a house in here anytime soon. I think I was saying it might be nice to put a little building up here, but now we're putting in a field, so maybe not. It's okay, there's a million places to put a house. It doesn't have to be up here. So I just gotta figure out what to do at the bottom here. Do I just keep going and make it a huge field, or do I cut across here? I think I'm going to cut across for now, and then we'll figure out what we want to do once this sort of field's in. Yeah, I think the trick with this stuff is to get sort of the initial outline, and then you can always expand. Now we have like tools that'll allow us shrink the field, but it'd be nice not to have to do that. Be nice to have a bigger cultivator too, but I guess we'll have to get that at some other point. Holy moly, this is going to be a bit of a job there, folks. But it's a beautiful brown day here on New Frontier. So one of the things that Giants has done so well is get the balance, like the colors and everything, for fall versus summertime. I've yet to play in the winter where there's snow, so that'll be interesting. Actually, I don't even think that I've seen a lot of content where people are in the snow, so I don't know how much snow that we're going to get, and if I need to plow it or do I need to worry. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So I'm going to run these two sort of quote-unquote headlands, and then we'll start probably going back and forth, I think. Maybe we'll just keep doing headlands. I don't know. We'll know in a minute here. All right, back down the hill. Actually, you know what we should do? Let me loop around and we'll just get this part done. Well, at least the initial field. We may want to come back up here to cut a little bit more. Be nice to get all those trees out of there too, because it looks fairly flat. But whatever, we could probably do that. Do something else with that. All right, I just missed a piece there. I'll get that in a second. I think I was kind of laughing at myself about being a little overzealous when it came to the potential money. You know, all jokes aside, that did really invigorate me when it came to the possibilities on this map. I find that, you know, being that I like to kind of play things a certain way, and you know, there's a bit of a community of sort of like-minded individuals who like to, you know, keep things manual and sufferable. Then so when that's your kind of intention, and then next thing you know, you're looking at a really strong tool like that industrial sawmill and all the additional cash that it can provide, and you start to sort of feel guilty that maybe things are going to be a little too easy. But yeah, no, I think in reality, it's kind of a relief to find out that maybe it won't be as easy as I thought. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that we may have some extra cash, so that way if something cool does pop up in the store, for example, we can buy it. Or, you know, there's productions that you just don't get to do when you're playing a ghetto survival starting from scratch type got no money sort of scenario. So yeah, this will be cool. This will be I owe so much to that Calmlands 200 horsepower challenge or whatever from Crustu, just in that it opened my mind up to playing this game so many different ways that it kind of feels like that's how we're going to learn on this map too, but just again with a hard economy and some other limiting factors. All right, I wonder if I go back and forth here, if that'll work. Less hill climbs if I just keep going side to side. The hill climbs slow you down like crazy. Something vanished out of the store, but the sprayer is still there, so we still have a chance. 37, we need like another 10 grand. I just have this feeling we're going to need it. I really like, if you went back and watched my Hinterland series, we had the sprayer that is basically like a can that straps to the rear bumper of the tractor, and then it has what looks like more or less homemade arms that stick out. Super cool sprayer, not wide at all. It's a big pain in the butt to use, but these are the kind of things that we need to do a real starting from scratch survival series where, you know, I think that thing costs like $1,500 and it holds maybe 300 liters, but I swear I've seen those in small farms where it's almost homemade, right? There's probably a DIY instruction manual somewhere on the internet that you can make your own sprayer. But we need more. We need that kind of stuff to get those series going. Now, just looking at the way that this field is shaping up here, I mean, this does make a great grass field because it'll sort of blend in with the countryside, anyways. But if we did put a crop in here, like a canola or something like that, it would be a weird one to harvest. But there's lots and lots of sort of flowy direction here, which if we're gonna get to that point, then we may want to figure out a way not to square it like as in a square field, but at least maybe kind of, you know, get the edges a little more straight edge maybe. So just for these two last little ends here, and then we can take a look at the mini map and figure out how much more we can expand on the ends. Let's see how much more field we can make. Let's just kill this side over here because I think we got all we can get over here. We'll go all the way around anyways and figure it out. Plus we got to figure out how we finish this off at the bottom. That tree that I just saw right there, if it was gone, that opens up a whole area there for us. Okay, so I'm not going to go around the outside yet. Let's go get the inside of this done. Then we'll go check the perimeter, the perimeter. I was looking too, like, despite how rough some of the spots were as I was going over it with the cultivator, the overall field is pretty smooth. I don't think there's a lot of smoothing that we have to do. I still can't believe all that, the wood that I moved earlier, only to have it sell when it hit the hour. So dumb. I'll be definitely, and maybe it'll be between episodes, but I'll definitely be feeding some wood into there. Alright, tiny bit more there. And then we'll figure out what our reality is for overall surface area. Alright, so over here, let's figure out where this edge is. Yeah, so that's pretty well within our property there. So we're not going to cut these trees down right now, but I will just kind of loop this in a little bit right there. And then eventually we'll clear out these trees. Okay, that works. Let me get this last little gap over here. I find these, like, if you can go through and just get yourself that extra little bit of space, a foot here, 2 feet there, a little bit there, it makes all the difference. Okay, so let's check the perimeter up here. Yeah, look at these trees. If I could just get rid of these trees right now, which I mean, there's nothing stopping me, but we could get all the way up there. This is no problem. That's good. That's good. There's definitely a lump back there. This has a bit of a hill to it. Kind of an understatement. This just looks cool, but yeah, we're not going to expand up here right now. God, that one tree, eh? $376. $144. $230 is that. The rest of it's going to be $230. Here, let's just put this over here. I got to get rid of this one too. I was watching that crow land. Like, what the heck? Raven, crow, whatever you want to call it. Okay, one more. This is just going to expand this just a little bit more, make me feel like I did the right thing. See, not much, but just perfect. It just expands a little bit on the side there. It gives that extra acreage. What? No, extra. Yeah. Hectarage. Extra work area. That's better. It's crazy the difference in cultivated textures on the field, because if you think about how much different grass cover there was, you're starting to really see it come through the ground. Okay, so that is a field. I like it. We need to decide. Here, I'm going to turn off. I'm going to shut off the create fields feature for a second there, just so we don't make a mistake. I think that we should go and make one long field here. But I also think that we should make sure that there's enough space that we could get something down here, even a cultivator eventually, or a harvester. Let's see if I drive here. I wonder if it'll leave my tire marks. And then if I turn around, I can just avoid them maybe. Right now, this is just a small, skinny tractor. Yeah, I see my tire mark. Okay, so let's go here. Start here anyways. These are so hard to gauge. For some reason, I always end up sort of like getting too close to what I'm trying to avoid. Well, this time it looks like we may be getting further away, so that's good. Yeah, I definitely I definitely veered away from the field, so let's fix that. That's better. I think. I hope. All right, that's definitely good enough as far as an edge is concerned. Why do I work around these ratty bushes like that? And then here's a tree here that I'm going to work around instead of just cutting it down. Now we're pretty much going to take this pond out of the game by putting the field right next to it, which is fine. I just want to make sure everything's accessible. And then we can always paint in some roads after. Probably should start painting the roads in first, and then it makes it so much easier to work around. I know these fields probably don't look like much now, but I mean, like I was just saying, once you paint the roads in, crops start growing, the grass is in, like we still have this like no grass mode texture all over the place. Whew, okay, now we just got to get this one done. Takes quite a bit to get these fields in. This may be a field cutting episode, and the next one may be the field planting episode, because literally by the time we finish this, then we still got to put lime in, and then we have to get which we'd have to get a spreader. We need to get a seeder, seeds. There's a ton of work ahead of us. We may want to split this up here. Like, actually, I'm saying right now, I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Because, I mean, we're nowhere near being done here right away. Actually, what we'll do is, once we get this field cut, we'll go around and just make sure everything makes sense. And then what we'll probably do is grab some more logs and put them into the sawmill with the intention of obviously making pallets and beams, not just selling the wood. I know there's a couple of pallets out there right now, 2 I think, of stuff that's been built, manufactured, whatever. All right, just about ready to check the edges and clean things up here. We got textures twitching all over the place. Our ground deformation shows up and then disappears again. Lots of weirdness, but I think despite all of that, this will be a good field for us. Total disregard for that beautiful little pond and waterfall over there, but whatever. I think there'll be a thumbnail one day where we've got a tractor going by. It's harvesting some kind of crop, and we've got the waterfall in the background. So mark my words, there will be a thumbnail. So I took out, there was a scrubby little bush up here, so I took that out so we could extend the field up a bit. And then I took out that tree that was there and sent that to the sawmill. I didn't want to get too crazy with the edges, but I did want to sort of follow a little bit of a flow. So speaking of flow, over here, I'm just going to cut in slightly here. Just to better follow the contour of that field. There we go, I'll take that. That leaves us like a bit of a staging area here too. This is going to get extended because these trees in front of me are all going to get cut out at some point, obviously. Okay, so let's look over here. Gosh, I feel like if I take another a last crack at this, I'm going to just screw it up royally, but I feel like maybe I should just give it one more shot. Goes against all my fiber as a human. I'm kind of on a guideline. Let's see if I can remain on that. Looks like we're getting a little bit close to the other field. All right, good enough. All right, we know this edge is on the edge. I'm okay with that being rounded, that works. Once you get rid of the trees, obviously there's way more space. All right. Now we have wheat field. This will be grass. This will be grass. And then we have this area over here still for productions. It's funny, from way up here you can see the differences there. Yeah, part of me thinks I should just join these two fields, but then it's kind of nice to have some separation too. I will. So at some point here, we're gonna have to go and clean all the over by the pond there, and because there's a good chunk over here that we could add. We could extend the field, but anyways, right now we're not gonna worry about that. Limit to fields, yes. I believe we have done a fantastic job at expanding this. So with your permission, I think we're actually going to call that there. All in favor, say aye. All right, the ayes have it. I am going to jam a couple trees into the sawmill. I'll find some somewhere. I do want that thing working. It's 1:45 in the afternoon, or 12:45 in the afternoon. The next episode is going to be lime and seeds and who knows what else pops up. Actually, maybe let's look at this. Nope, nothing there. Says stuff's going on. Yeah, so I think that's probably a good idea. Lime and seeds and rolling, and then we'll have our grass fields growing, which is great. And then really it's into the winter, which we get something to fit here. I doubt we'll go crazy and put, oh, look at this. Like this is such a great building. Like it's just a perfect fit. I wish we could put our own name on it, but anyways, that's okay. But I love this building. Dumps in the middle and spawns at the front here, so you could potentially have this back up here in line with the silo. That's a great building. $500,000, no problem. Think of how much trees we have to cut down to get that, and then put trees in that. Like tons and tons of wood has to go in there, right? That's a cool one. Cement factory is large. But you know what? Like, if you look at that, this building and the paper factory could fit together. And then all we got to do is find a place for the... Actually, that's good, because all we'd have to do is find a place for the debris crusher. Actually, maybe the paper... Oh, we want to put a barn back here, but... Yeah, I wouldn't put that. We under sheds, we're going to need to find something relatively rustic. Jeez. That's a big open building. Oh my God. But, you know, something like that might go in. I like these Quonset huts, but not that one. This one's insane. I have no idea. I guess a super, super long one. That'll be for another build. There's a few barn options here. This is the one on Riverbend, I think. I think you can change the colors too. Yeah, like something could go in the trees here. Oh yeah, that's nice and tall. Anyway, great buildings. We'll find something. Oh, this is a cool one, but what a useless... This side is so useless. Unless that wall opens up. That's unfortunate. Anyways, whatever. That stuff doesn't matter right now. We're out of here. I will see you in the next one, which will be episode 7. All right. Take it easy, everybody.